Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we were able to acquire the crystal that we needed to get past the gate in Romave, the Hall of the Gods, and gain access to the floating island of Tulia. And so we proceeded through Ruan Gardens into the shrine of Ru Avitao, and got a scene with Eve Noyle, the Dawn Maiden, and she told us that we had to defeat the Crystal Warriors, the Archangels, and so we went around the whole place and fought all 5 of them and defeated all 5 of them and got their shards. And now we are back in Norg, and we need to have a conversation with Gilgamesh. So that is what we are going to do. So, let's go ahead and get straight into it. And as you can probably tell, the game is very guilty of naming things and people without having any consideration as to how you would actually pronounce any of those names. It is what it is. Alright, Gilgamesh. It's because there was no voice acting in this game, so they didn't have to think about it. So you were able to make it to Tulia. Oh, so you made them Crystal Warriors walk the plank now. Yes. Then that just leaves us with that wee prince. But first, we've got to find a way into the darn shrine. It is Eldnarsh that's keeping us out, or is it something else? Oh, is it? Is it Eldnarsh? Listen close, Tuna. If the prince had already opened the gate of the gods, Vana'diel wouldn't be here anymore. But as you can see, nothing's changed so far. Which means all we can do is wait. When Eldnarsh makes his move, that's when we attack. You and me both hate the Zillart making fools out of us, but there's nothing much we can do right now. Alright. Now we go back to Ruan Gardens. Tulia. Which we'll use our survival guide right here. Let's see. I think it's on its own. Tulia, yes. Ruan Gardens. Alright, then we'll just head back into the shrine. Where in the world are we? Oh, here. I got turned around in my head. Sprinklers. Alright. Through Abital Gate. Head in there. And we should get a cutscene. Through the great bane, the nightmare that will devour the fair land of Vana'diel and thrust the world into fear and despair. But as one bright star shines through the clouds at night, and as one song sings clear above the roar of beasts, we hold on to one hope in these darkest of times. The darkness must be vanquished, the bane must be purified, no matter the consequences. That they will come, with the wisdom of ages and the strength of thousands, to deliver us from our plight. We await the awakening of the warriors of the crystal. So you made it this far, Tuna. It's Lion, apparently. Wait, don't tell me that I shouldn't be here. I know my father forbade me from coming, but I can't just sit back and watch Eldnar wreak havoc on our Vana'diel. I'm ready to fight to the finish. When I first met you, you were just another little fish in a big pond of adventurers. But now, look at you. You're putting your life on the line for the fate of all of those on Vana'diel. Even though no one will know you did. You know, when this is all over, how about we hop on a ferry and sail around the world? Just two girls. Just as two girls. Well, just think about it, okay? I've got to go now. Don't forget what I said, Tuna. Alright, where are you off to? Alright. Now we should be able to access the rest of the shrine. And start to work out this mess of a map. Alright. Now, these are level 80 mobs. Will they attack me? Yes. Okay, so we're probably going to need some sort of sneak. I don't know if I need to go invisible or not, but... Oh, actually, we don't need to be here yet. Because the entrance we actually need to be in is not accessible from here. Alright, so we need to head up to I-6. Which means home point number 1 is the easiest way to get there. So actually, oddly enough, the fastest way to get where we need to go is to warp out. And then use the home point that we arrive at to teleport to Ruan Gardens, home point number 1. Alright, so we need to head it to point 5 there. Is this incorrect? No, just not as direct a route as I would have liked. Alright, I want to avoid getting too close to those groundskeepers in the alcoves. And we come through here. I think it's the green line that we need to follow. I'm gonna throw some sneak on. Now, what I hope is that this yellow door up ahead, marked on the map with that yellow line, is not closed. Because if it is, this is going to be more difficult. And it's closed. Alright, give me a minute. Alright, I went ahead and took care of the issue. Didn't record it because it was just about 10 minutes of running around to get to the area that you need to go to open that the first yellow door. Alright. So we follow this path. head through here. So that, no, that green line is not where we're... Ooh, Aura statues. We'll need invisible for that. Not that I can't fight them, it's just I don't feel like it. Right, and we head north out of this room. Then we head down the stairs. All right, then we head to the Celestial Nexus, which is the only place we can go, and there is a home point right there. And it's all red in here. All right, let's head in. All right, well, onto the battlefield. Aldo, Lion, and Zeed. Couldn't lay a finger on him. I cannot move, so this is the true power of the crystal? And here we come. Nice to see you all again. I was beginning to wonder if you'd make it this far. But enough with the greetings. We all know why we've gathered here today. Let me be brief. Thanks to you adventurers, the beastmen interfering with my plans to revive the crystal line will soon be vanquished. Once that is complete, the gate of the gods will finally be opened. And as for what happens to Vana'diel then, who knows? But what I do know is this. What lies on the other side of that gate is the dream I have seen for the past 10,000 years. The dream of paradise. What about you? Don't you want to see what's on the other side? Don't you want to be reborn as a god? Come with me. Are you still answering to your foolish pride? Come on, I'm giving you one last chance. The chance to be almighty. And you're just throwing it away. You people truly are the plague of Vana'diel. You don't think that you can stop me, do you? You don't think that Petty beings such as you can make a difference in the world? You're pitiful and useless. The darkness that lurks within all of you is the disease that eats away at this planet. And if you want to die meaningless deaths, then I won't stand in your way. Now it's time to say goodnight to all those who fail to cooperate. All right. We have to fight El Narsh. I don't think I need the trusts, but we'll bring them out anyway. I think we actually have to deal with the exoplates. Alright, exoplates are down. Okay. Well, that was strange. I think it's because we just do too much damage that it kind of breaks the fight. Up, and he's lost his eye patch. I underestimated your ability. You fight well for such lower life forms. I wrecked you. There's no more time for playing games. Prepare to witness my true power. This isn't even your final form. Oh, yeah, he teleports around the place. Yeah, he doesn't have actually a lot of HP. But yeah, we do enough damage to basically burn right through him. Why? In the eyes of the gods, I too am no different from Camlino. But that won't stop me from restarting the crystal line, whether it's completed or not. The crystals will spin out of control as they did 10,000 years ago and create another meltdown that will destroy the world and everything on it. You fought well, but it's time to say goodbye. Cannot believe what I'm witnessing. Light has begun to converge. Soon all will end and my dream will begin. We can't let him get away with it. So it all ends here. Then I guess it's up to me. There might be another way to do this, but I couldn't think of anything better. Sorry, Tuna. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep our promise. Wait, what do you think you're doing? She's charging headlong in. What is this noise? The power of the crystals is fading, but how can this be? She integrated herself with the crystal, it appears. No, nothing can get in my way. Stop, Eldnarsh. Thou must cease thy vile ambitions. Even Noel. Thou must no longer bring harm to the world of Vana'diel. Dost thou not yet realize? Harming Vana'diel will only bind thee from attaining thy dream of paradise. Eldnar, something can never really be destroyed. It only changes to take on a new form. Now, thy time has come to take on a new form. Let us go. And he's disintegrated, I guess. Until we meet again, Warriors of the Crystal. Well, let's hope that puts an end to the Zillard's plans. You did a great job in there, Tuna. Was barely anything. And Lion. If it wasn't for her, who knows what would have become of Vana'diel. I speak for all of Vana'diel when I say thank you, Tuna. Well, now that we got that out of the way, let's get out of here. This place gives me the creeps. I think that if Lion were still here, she would agree. Be seeing you around, Tuna. Tuna, I too bid thee farewell, or bid you farewell, but do not feel that This meeting will be our last, until our paths cross again. It all began with a stone, or so the legend says. In ages past, a sentient jewel, enormous and beautiful, banished the darkness. Its many-colored light filled the world with life and brought forth mighty gods. Bathed in that light, the world entered an age of bliss, until after a time the gods fell into slumber. That world was called Vana'diel. However, this age will not last. The great bane will devour the fair land of Vana'diel. The ancient seal will be broken, awakening nightmares of ages past. The blood of the innocents will soak the earth, and the world will fall into fear and despair. As one bright star shines through the clouds at night, as one song rings clear above the roar of the beasts, we hold to one hope in these darkest of times. Graviton there. That star is you, and the song is yours. And someday, that hope will become our dreams, our prayers. Shine forth, star of hope, let your song ring out across all of Vana'diel. And what was split asunder will once more become whole, complete and inseparable for all eternity. Alright, and it dumps us in the Hall of the Gods. Let's warp out of here. And now we gotta go back to Norg and deliver the news to Gilgamesh. Shimo low, Norg, home point 1. And there's Gilgamesh. I see you made it back safe and sound. Your story won't be going down in the annals of history, but there are some things that best go unknown. If it wasn't for you, we'd all be sleeping down in Davy Jones's locker. You have me thanks. As for Lion, Aldo came and gave me all the details on what she did. Alright, so we don't have to break the news. What was she thinking going off and getting herself killed before her own father? She washed up on shore here when she was still just a wee lass. Nobody knew where she came from. That wasn't uncommon during the Great War. Many a life was torn apart back then. When my father told me I was to take care of her, well, I can tell you I wasn't ready for that. The Raisin Lion taught me a lot about the world. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I never knew what she thought about her father being a pirate. But I can tell you one thing, I'm mighty damn proud to have her as a daughter. Alright. And then we need to head back to Juneau. We need to head into Neptune's Spire to have a chat with Aldo. Yin here says, hold up there, Tuna. Where's Aldo? You didn't just leave him on that cursed island to die, did you? If anything has happened to our boss, don't even think you'll be leaving here alive. What's with the long faces? You guys look like you just got back from a funeral. Boss, you're still alive. Did you really think that I, the great Aldo, would flop at the hands of a couple of worms like those Zillart? It wasn't easy, but thanks to Tuna here, the princes were no match for us. Here's again, Tuna. You did really well up there. The first time you came through my doors, you were nothing but a little punk. Now look at you. You've matured into a fine adventurer. But not as fine as yours truly, but close. Aldo? Brena. Looks like she's okay. Aldo, you're alright. I've been praying every moment of every day for your safe return. I'm sorry I kept you worrying. But where's Lion? Is she here, or did she go back to Norg? Verena, Lion's gone. What do you mean, gone? Lion traded her life to stop Eldnarsh's plan. No. She can't be. She just can't be gone. What did she do to deserve this? Verena, Lion fought bravely that day. Her sacrifice saved millions of lives. But what? Nothing we say can bring her back. Why does everyone have to suffer? What did Fick Blix do to deserve their pain? I don't want to forget what they went through. I'm sorry, Verena. I can feel something. This warmth. Lion, is that you? It is you, isn't it? Although Lion is still alive, I can feel it. She's weaker than before, but she's still with us. You may be right, Verena, and if there's any shred of hope, the least we can do is continue to believe. So, Tuna, as much as I'd love to join us here, as much as I'd love you to join us here at the Tenshoto, I already know your answer to that offer. But if you're ever in the neighborhood, be sure to drop by. You're always welcome. I think it's time I took that vacation I've been promising myself. I should go someplace quiet and get some rest as well. I have a feeling that the real adventure has just begun. Alright, and so that is the conclusion of the Rise of the Zillart quests. So, we can now start Chains of Promathia, which is pretty much just a continuation of Rise of the Zillart. Oh, that's not the way I wanted to go. Because it is very much related. Even though you technically can do it before you do Rise of the Zillart, which is odd, but that's the way it is. So, we'll go ahead and stop here. And next episode, we'll get started on Chains of Promathia. And I think I am going to go ahead and work on some other jobs to use during that. To make things a little bit more competitive. Rather than just walking into a major boss fight, hitting it twice and winning. So, I'm going to work on that. And then we'll see how that goes when we start next episode. But for now, we will stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.